Good evening, church. It's Pastor Lisa coming to you at the end of this week. And I just want to share a reflection with you and then also just a couple reminders. And so I want to share some words that I heard as part of a devotion this week. And they come to us from Isaiah 40. Comfort, comfort my people, says your God. Speak compassionately to Jerusalem and proclaim to her that her compulsory service has ended, that her penalty has been paid, that she has received from the Lord's hand double for all her sins. A voice is crying out, clear the Lord's way in the desert. Make a level highway in the wilderness for our God. Every valley will be raised up, and every mountain and hill will be flattened. Uneven ground will become level, and rough terrain a valley plain. The Lord's glory will appear, and all humanity will see it together. The Lord's mouth has commanded it. Now, of course, it's interesting that this verse contains that word flattened. We keep hearing that word as we're attempting to flatten the curve of COVID-19. But in the midst of our efforts to flatten the curve from our social distancing and our stay-at-home orders, it's upended the way in which we normally come together, the way in which we normally see one another, associate with one another, interact, the way we're in relationship, whether with our fellow brothers and sisters at Crooks or our friends, family. And in the midst of that time that we have that looks different, even though we didn't ask for it, I think it can sometimes feel like a desert or wilderness. And so these words, a voice is crying out, clear the Lord's way in the desert, is what speaks to me most. I know I've already asked how might we use this time to create more space for God in our lives, and I just continue to ask that question. But additionally, I have a couple of questions that I'm reflecting on myself the last couple days, and that's in the space that we find ourselves now in this time. How is it that I'm choosing to live and thrive in it versus just trying to survive and get through it? Because I think we have a choice. We may look at this time as just something we need to get through and get on the other side of, but we're here for a while. And so what have we lost? What have we gained? And how can we thrive? These are questions that are floating around. And so in the midst of that, it calls me to say, in order to thrive, I need to focus on my whole being. And one of those ways is how that space is being made for God in my life. And so I ask that about your life too. And so I am thankful for the ways in which we are able to still worship together, to come together even though we're not physically together through Facebook Live and Zoom. If you're not able to join us on Sunday morning, the worship services are under the Sermons tab on our website, crooksmemorialumc.org. And we also have just growing numbers of ways that we can gather in fellowship and study now on Zoom. And so those opportunities are going to continue to evolve. And I pray that you'll take advantage of them. And if you're hesitant still about Zoom, I pray that you might reach out to me, and I'm happy to walk you through it. We've had a number of people get on it for the first time this week and not found it too difficult once they're on. Sometimes there's a few hiccups, but we can work through those. And so I hope that not only will you continue to worship with us, continue to connect and care for one another and keep making those phone calls, which I know are a blessing, but also consider ways that we can come together in fellowship and especially for study. And so, friends, know that I'm praying for you. I miss you terribly. I miss seeing you. I'm thankful for those I've been able to see on Zoom and for those that I've been able to talk to so far. And I'm thankful also that for the most part, we are all well. And so there are prayer updates on our e-message this week. I know that you all are continuing to hold one another in prayer. And I pray that you all will join us for Palm Sunday worship at 10 o'clock on Sunday, and look forward to some new creative things that we've done in order to involve others in worship this week. And so I pray that our Holy Week will be off to a good start. It's going to look different this year, friends, but we can still honor and celebrate nevertheless. So be well tonight. Continue to take care of one another and take care of yourselves. Blessings.